The Mystery Within. Plus follow story. Episode 1. Day 1. Nestled in a cozy bookstore situated in the bustling heart of New Orleans, Adelmo Madison, the proud proprietor of Madison's Knowledge, is currently engrossed in his work alongside Lana Malulani, his dedicated assistant. The duo is diligently attending to customers, providing assistance, and meticulously arranging the newly arrived items. As Adelmo sifts through a stack of papers, he can't help but notice the date glaring back at him, April 27, 2004, marking the poignant 14th anniversary of his parents' tragic passing. Despite the hustle and bustle of the bookstore, Adelmo's mind drifts back to memories of his parents, their laughter echoing in the recesses of his thoughts. The weight of their absence hangs heavy in the air, casting a somber shadow over what should have been a routine day at work. Lana, sensing Adelmo's melancholy, offers a comforting smile and a reassuring pat on the shoulder, silently acknowledging his pain while providing unwavering support. As the day progresses, Adelmo finds solace in the familiar surroundings of the bookstore, the shelves lined with books that hold stories of love, loss, and resilience. Each customer that walks through the door brings a new distraction, a brief respite from the weight of grief that lingers in the air. With Lana by his side, Adelmo navigates through the day, finding moments of peace amidst the chaos, knowing that his parents' memory lives on in the pages of the books that surround him. Lana, unknowingly, finds herself captivated by Adelmo's presence once again, her gaze fixed on him as she takes in every detail of his appearance for what feels like the 100th time. Adelmo stands out from the typical image of a bookstore owner with his tall stature, broad shoulders, and muscular build. His swarthy complexion, piercing onyx eyes, and the perpetual shadow of a beard on his jaw only serve to enhance his resemblance to a rugged, street-smart biker. Lana can't help but smile to herself as a hesitant customer enters the shop, clearly on edge. The customer paces nervously in front of the counter, bombarding Adelmo with a series of unusual questions about vampires and werewolves. Adelmo, running his hands through his dark raven hair, watched the man closely, puzzled by the fear evident in his trembling voice and shaking body. Despite the customer's persistence in seeking answers, Adelmo remains calm and collected, unaware of the impending twist fate has in store for him. The customer's urgent quest for knowledge hints at a deeper connection to the supernatural world that Adelmo is yet to discover. As the day draws to a close, the customer leaves the bookstore without the answers he sought, leaving Adelmo to ponder the strange encounter. With a sense of foreboding lingering in the air, Adelmo decides to leave early and entrust Lana with closing the shop for the night. Little does he know that the events of the day are just the beginning of a journey that will lead him into a world filled with mysteries and dangers beyond his wildest imagination. As Lana bids him farewell, Adelmo's mind races with thoughts of the supernatural realm that may soon become an integral part of his reality. Adelmo stepped out of the shop, feeling a pang of hunger gnawing at his stomach. He decided to swing by the grocery store on his way home, knowing that his current food situation was less than ideal. The thought of the outdated milk and the remnants of Chinese takeout gone bad in his fridge made him cringe. As he made his way to the store, he couldn't help but imagine the delicious meals he would soon be enjoying. After a short drive, Adelmo arrived at the grocery store and quickly picked out his favorite foods. With his shopping bags in tow, he headed back to his car and drove home. Pulling into his driveway, he couldn't help but feel a sense of relief, knowing that he would soon have a satisfying meal waiting for him. The sight of his old house brought back memories of years gone by, but he was grateful for the shelter it provided. As Adelmo entered his home, he could smell the faint odor of the outdated milk and the remnants of the Chinese takeout. He made his way to the kitchen, unpacked his groceries, and started preparing his meal. The sound of the TV in the living room provided a comforting background noise as he cooked. Sitting down to enjoy his food, Adelmo felt a sense of contentment wash over him, grateful for the simple pleasure of a good meal after a long day. As Adelmo stood in the kitchen, the sizzle of the steak on the pan filled the room with a mouth-watering aroma. The sound of the potatoes being mashed and the corn boiling added to the symphony of cooking. However, amidst all the culinary chaos, his mind wandered to the stories his grandfather used to tell him. These were not your typical bedtime stories. They were tales of adventure, mystery, and sometimes even horror. Adelmo vividly remembered the story of his grandfather facing a werewolf, a story that had always seemed too fantastical to be true. But now, as he stood in his kitchen, he couldn't help but wonder if there was more to those stories than he had ever imagined. The memories of his parents' untimely death also weighed heavily on Adelmo's mind. The lack of clarity surrounding their passing had always left a lingering sense of unease within him. It was as if a shadow had been cast over his family, and he couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to their deaths than he had been led to believe. The recent encounter with the mysterious customer at the store had only served to reignite his curiosity about his family's past. The probing questions and insistent demeanor of the customer had left Adelmo feeling unsettled, as if there were secrets buried within his family history that were waiting to be uncovered. Determination set in as Adelmo made up his mind to delve into his family's past. The stories his grandfather had shared with him suddenly took on a new significance, as if they held the key to unlocking the mysteries that had plagued his family for so long. With a renewed sense of purpose, Adelmo vowed to uncover the truth behind his parents' death and the strange events that seemed to be connected to his family's past. As he continued to cook his dinner, the clinking of pots and pans now accompanied by the resolve in his heart, Adelmo knew that he was about to embark on a journey that would change his life forever. 1. The mystery within.